All right, so we're gonna go to episode two, episode two of Wall Wars. We're gonna call this one episode two, the proposal for the inheritance. So we're going to continue to, I won't say investigate, but try to make some inferences, some educated guesses about what that could mean. As I referenced yesterday, I asked someone what that could mean, and someone said that it could be a spiritual meaning, regarding an idea that, Dr. Spalding would like to claim to be a spiritual daughter to the witch of the wall, or the witch on the wall. you know. So, you gotta see. You gotta see. So let me get this thing they like. Let me get that out. And then we gonna figure this out. Okay. Even though they love this. Alright, so I want to get the textbook definition for a proposal. Okay? Proposal. A plan or a suggestion, especially a formal or written one, put forward for consideration or discussion by others. The action of proposing a plan or suggestion, or an offer of marriage. So, a plan or suggestion, especially a formal or written one. So that sounds like seeking consent, something being consensual, or something to be discussed. Inheritance. Inheritance refers to assets that an individual bequeaths to their loved one after they pass away. An inheritance may contain cash, investments such as stocks or bonds, and other assets such as jewelry, automobiles, art, antiques, and real estate. A thing that is inherited. The action of inheriting, the inheritance of traits. Similar to succession to, or accession to, or elevation to, taking over of. So, a plan or suggestion, especially a formal or written one, to take over. Okay. You never know. So some people could take it. You never know. It's all about what's, someone's intentions are, what's on the table of their heart, right? So, I had a person bring me 2 scriptures today. So we're going to get those. Because I know they like that. All right? So, I'm going to go to Jeremiah 17, verse 9. I was thinking about the table of one's heart. And it says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Okay. We got this first book of Samuel, 15, verse 22. And Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. So obedience is better than sacrifice. So let's get some paper now. I know they like this. I know they like paper. So imagine that we're talking about proposal, right? Which could be a discussion, right? Because we found out that a proposal is a discussion, a plan, or a suggestion put forth for consideration or discussion by others. I'm going to circle the word others. Who are these others? Let's say someone was making a documentary about someone, right? And it's called a proposal for the inheritance, but you haven't brought forth this idea to these others. So if we're talking about doing things decently and in good order, you would think you would get consent, because that's literally what a proposal is. It's a plan or a suggestion put forth, bringing something to the council. And you're supposed to know those that labor among you. So let's see if we can get that. Know those that labor. Okay. Let's see. 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 12. And we beseech you, brethren, that you come to know those who labor among you and are over you in the Lord and admonish you. So, admonish. Warn or reprimand someone firmly, or to advise or urge someone earnestly. So there's nuance when we're talking about this thing. So now that we've got over proposal, let's go to inheritance one more time. So inheritance, a thing that is inherited. The action of inheriting. Similar for both, right? Is legacy for the former. Endowment. Right? For the latter, you had succession to. And taking over of, and elevation to. So this seems like an important discussion to have with these others. It's a plan or a suggestion to receive the legacy, to inherit the endowment, to be similar to, to take over, to elevate to a level of the witch on the wall. So I feel like this is all key. This is all key in understanding, the mind. So before we wrap this up, I don't want to overload us. I want to give us, just pieces to think about. We'll go to refresh ourselves one last time. Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? That sounds like something that would strike fear in your heart. You couldn't be sure of their movements, their intentions, right? And Samuel said, this is 1 Samuel 15, verse 22. And Samuel said, had the Lord his great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices? Things that look good, things that you thought were important, as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Obedience. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. So obedience sounds like that would be something where you need to know your place. Obedience. Compliance with an order, request, or law, or submission to another's authority. Obedience. Compliance with an order, request, or law. Put authority in capital, right? Acquiescence, observance of a monastic rule. Let's see, monastic. Relating to monks, nuns, or others living under religious vows, or the buildings in which they live, a monastic order. So let's write that down for you guys. Observance of a monastic rule. So we'll finish this up here. We're going to go to Ephesians 6. So let's see. Okay. Ephesians 6. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with the promise, so that it may go well with you and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. Slaves, obey your earthly masters with respect and fear and with sincerity of heart, just as you would obey Christ. Obey them not only to win their favor when their eye is on you, but as slaves of Christ, doing the will of God from your heart. Serve wholeheartedly as if you were serving the Lord, not people, because you know that the Lord will reward each one for whatever good they do, whether they are slave or free. And masters, treat your slaves in the same way. Do not threaten them, since you know that he who is both their master and yours is in heaven, and there is no favoritism with him. All right, so that's episode 2. And in episode 3, we'll break that down.